Boogie. Hello, I'm going on a walk with Boogie. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. I wanted to talk to you about making my first feature film. And this is, I think, week 38, 39, you'll know in the title. Apologies for not knowing, but we're around less than 3 weeks away from shooting this thing. And I just, I've been documenting it since the beginning. And I'm really proud of myself, but I'm gonna tell you where my headspace is at right now because there's so many moving parts. And it kind of feels like crowdfunding all over again because it's gonna be very anxiety producing because there's a lot of things that need to fall into place. And so let's just talk about it. If you don't know, I wrote and also am directing. I produced this thing and then I'm also acting in this film. So right now, it's currently planned that I am acting as the main lead, or one of them. You'll see the story. Boogie, let's go. Boogie loves dogs. But look. Oh my God, Boogie! So yeah, but I am doing all those things and I'm acting in it, and there's just a lot of things I need to do at the same time, and part of those is directing. We're finalizing casting hopefully this week. We're not behind in casting, we're in the very last window where casting is okay to be this late. I would have preferred to have casting done like a week or two ago. But I think we'll be okay. It just doesn't give me a lot of time to rehearse with them. And that kind of brings up the other part of making this film is the fact that I'm gonna be acting in it. When you act in a film, it's gonna use like a whole different mind. We're here, I guess I can film it. Baggy time. This girl is just going crazy. Boogie. She just peed and she just went number 2. Boogie, let's chill. Let me grab this so we don't litter. So Boogie is my roommate's dog. She is adorable. My roommate is camping for 2 weeks with his whole extended family, which is so cool. So I've been taking care of Boogie along with my other roommate named Tucker, who are basically like hubbies together. Okay. But I think, so yeah, there's a lot of things. Oh, sorry, I thought a car was coming. There are a lot of things that are happening at once, and oops. There are a lot of things happening at once, and I kind of have to figure out how to juggle all that. We're hopefully locking in casting by this week. Give me like 2 weeks to rehearse with them, but since I'm acting, my mind's gonna be in a different spot when I'm on set, right? Because when you're acting in a film, you can't really be analyzing what's going on in the scene. You're more in it, and so it's hard to kind of direct. And this is a new skill set for me that I haven't really done before, and I think I'm capable of it. It's just, I'm trying to prep myself enough, because I think the worst case scenario that can happen is that you plan the scene, you get there, and then, the actor doesn't come out in me, and it can fall flat. And, I have to give myself permission for that to happen, I think, in this film. I'm not trying to prove to everyone that this is the best story. I'm not trying to prove to everyone that I'm a great actor. Obviously that would be great for people to acknowledge, but that's not the goal of this whole thing. The goal of this is to tell an honest story and just learn and try my best. And I can definitely do that. So yeah, but I've been thinking, initially I was gonna have a friend come out and help me with performance, basically have someone that watches my performance when I'm on set, so that turnaround isn't so long. It's busy. There's some helicopters going on. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see. It went bye-bye. Oh, it's right there. Can you see it? It went all the way over there. Yeah, I was gonna have someone on set to basically help with playback, because the thing is too, is we're filming in hard locations as well. We're doing a whole road trip. And so that means that like some of the locations that we're gonna film in, we don't know how long we can film there. And so if I'm acting in it, what's gonna have to happen is that I'm gonna have to re-watch takes, and that takes a long time. Versus if I have a performance coach who can basically, or someone that I trust can be there and be like, yeah, you got it, just do another take of it. That's where I would like to get to. I don't want to be looking at every take. I really want to be making sure that we get what we need, and then that we can expand on it. And part of that also means trusting my DP. This is a whole process of trusting a lot of different people. And like for my DP, I have to set him up correctly so that he knows what he's doing, and that if he, when we're shooting, he can also sort of direct visuals, I guess, as well. Like I think we're gonna get into a good scenario where we like set up the shot before I get into acting, which will be good. But yeah, I also talked to. Are you going number 2 again? No. Boogie's so cute. Look at Boogie. Boogie, say hi. She's a cutie. She's our little angel. We're gonna keep walking. She's been good for helping me walk and stuff. But yeah, you can kind of hear it's a little easy to kind of freak out about performances not being great, or me not having enough time with my actors, or me not having enough time with my DP, making sure that everyone's set properly. But I think it's gonna come down to a lot of trusting in the moment, and doing as much prep as I can, and just remember that I'm learning, and I think that's okay. But yeah, this isn't fun, because also the next thing I have to do is we're directing, I'm doing my shot list with my DP. It's becoming clear where things I'm like, okay, I don't fully know the answer. And I think what makes a good director is not knowing all the answers, but knowing which ones matter and really focusing on those. Because that's what makes a good director. Otherwise you're gonna wear yourself out. Then I think just remember, and this is what I'm trying to tell myself too, remember the core of the story, remember for the scenes, like what the most important moments are, and like allow the rest to breathe. Allow other people to fill in the spots with their creativity, and trust your collaborators. And yeah, there are gonna be some things that I know are not gonna turn out maybe the way I hoped or I thought they would, but then there are gonna be other things I'm gonna be like, wow, that was so cool. I'm so glad we found that. And that's what I'm learning. We are doing a fundraiser also on Friday. If you want to join in Los Angeles, we'll also be doing one in Portland, Oregon, and we're also gonna be doing one online as well. So I think I'm gonna try and do a live stream, but we're gonna try and make some additional funds, because we never fully hit our our 20K budget. And so I think us trying to get some additional funding for production is gonna help a lot. Okay, we're gonna turn around because Boogie, bro. Oh, Boogie. Okay. Yeah. So, I love you, Boogie. She gets really excited for dogs and food. But yeah. And, you know, the other thing I was saying too is I also get focused on acting. And that means I have to memorize lines. And I have to, you know, this is the kind of scary thing. I have to go and you know, go towards the script in an actor mindset. So directing, it's like, you know why the scene, or a writer, you know why the scene exists, you know, like the dynamics. But for acting, you really have to kind of know, you have to learn to be really present, and you have to learn to discover new things in the script. So that's like what's tricky, is because I basically created the bare bones, and now for Hunter, I have to kind of dive a little bit deeper. The other characters, that's what the actors will hopefully be doing for them. They'll be diving into their characters a little bit more, and then that will allow it to kind of fill out more. But I need to do it for the main character. So, my gosh. But yeah, Boogie went number 2 again. I learned from my last time. I brought 2 bags because unfortunately the last time I was here, I only brought 1, and she did this. And let me say, it wasn't a clean pickup. What I had to do. But yeah, you know, I'm really excited though. I'm really proud of myself. I've also learned how to kind of like let go of worrying about certain things with my producers and just trusting that they're doing their process. And trust is hard, man. Letting go of things is hard. It is. Sorry, my mic keeps moving. I hope it's not terrible. But yeah, that's kind of everything. I mean, we're gonna be casting, and then we're gonna be locking in locations, and then we're gonna be locking in our AD and the rest of our crew, and I gotta find BTS, and hopefully I'll find a performance coach, and it's kind of never ending until you shoot the thing. Now, I can't tell if it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing, but I kind of blocked myself out the week right before shooting to go on a work trip, which is really exciting. I'm gonna go to South Carolina to do some video shoots. And, you know, you might be like, Nick, why is that a good thing? Well, I've learned that when you get closer to production, if you're not like working on things consistently, you're gonna get terrible, you're just gonna get really nervous, and you're gonna start kind of dwelling on things. And I think part of the process is you kind of need to stay busy, and just let the days roll towards you. If I have any advice for filmmaking, like when you start getting overwhelmed, just try and make yourself busier or distracted with other things, so that when you get closer to filming, you can just drop it and you're like, holy shit, we're here, let's just go for it. Obviously do the prep that you can, but you're gonna always try and, if you're anything like me, you're gonna try and do way too much prep. I don't know, sometimes I think I'm doing prep and I'm just kind of like in my head thinking things through. Don't know if you're like that too, but it's a process. So I'm hoping to do another dialogue pass tomorrow and really like finalize stuff. You know, the script is in a place that I know the story's there. It's just like, if you're a writer or creative, I think you can always think it can be better. And you know, I've gotten in a process where I kept asking people for notes, and something that's been kind of hard I want to talk to you about is like, I get notes from people, and yeah, I also noticed that some of the notes I don't take, and I think that's normal, but you know, that's also tricky as well, because sometimes I'm like, why am I not taking this note? Is this note gonna like change the whole film? And that's where thinking can go bad, right? So I'm just trying to be light and tight. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm excited. I know it's so fascinating because I keep talking about this and you have no idea what the film is, or you don't know what like is in the head, but I can't wait for you to see the film one day. And then maybe you can come back to this and you'll be like, oh, you'll understand. So I'm excited and I'm just trying to stay moving. But yeah, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe. We are doing our fundraiser this week. If you have any cash to donate, or if you are a business, or you want any tax deductible things, I'll put the links down below. It would really help a lot. But I also know like we're all kind of in a really tight money time, and I get that. So, but yeah, if you want to support queer art, and honestly indie art, and honestly even more than that, just like healing art. This is a project that I think will heal a lot of people. And so, I know times are really difficult, and if you're like, I want to give back and help people, consider doing this. It can count as a charity donation. So just let me know, I guess. Yeah, I hope you do really well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.